Hello, everybody. Welcome back. If you are new to the group, each week Molly and I present a word, and that word is designed to be a guide for meditation, contemplation, journaling, and discussion. And this week's word is faith. And I feel profoundly connected to this word, faith. It has been a real journey for me as I've discovered religion and spirituality through my life. I think faith is something that we can have no matter whether we have an affiliation to any specific religion or if we have sort of a non-denominational affiliation to spirit, or even if we have no affiliation at all to religion. I think there is still a place for faith in our lives. And my journey with that has been really lifelong. I love religious studies. I have studied many different religions. I've been to many different denominations, to their spiritual houses and seen their spiritual practices. And I feel very connected to this journey and this personal experience that we have as humans to discover our own spiritual connection and find our own sense of faith. And I really enjoy the religious implications and the religious practices and the spiritual practices of this concept of faith. And to have faith in the universe, to have faith in the timing of things, to have faith in the good things that happen to us, faith that good things will happen to us, and faith when things are not going our way or we're having difficult times. I think that connection to the earth, that connection to the elements, that connection to a higher power, that connection to each other, all of those connections have this aspect of faith. And I think it's a really important spiritual practice. It's a really important personal practice. I like to have religious sort of scholars or religious people in my life who feel very strongly affiliated to their faith or their religious practice. I personally like to have a very strong personal connection with my own faith, personal connection with my own higher power, my own connection to the universe. I don't like that feeling of there being sort of a middleman. So I have not been drawn for many years to organized religion because I like to hear those thoughts and feelings and teachings of a religious professional, but I also don't like the feeling of being dependent on that, as though someone who's in one of those positions has a higher connection or a more powerful connection to the bigger universe or the bigger God idea. I don't like that idea of a middleman. So for me, and some people do, some people really need that guide. They need that person in their life that really leads them and gives them information or opens their mind to different ideas. I think there's a place for that for people in their lives. And all of those are very meaningful, powerful connections. I've just been through that journey in my life. I've found a greater connection for myself in my personal practice, in my connection to my higher power, in my connection to feeling that that sort of divine intervention, that divine focus, being led down a path that I think is bigger than me, paying attention to parts of the universe that I feel like speak to me, understanding my own intuition, my own gut feelings, my own connection to emotional experience, to the people in my life. And I think each one of the 9 personalities has a different perspective, especially when it comes to spiritual experience and spiritual practice. This is something that I find to be very common. When you talk to someone who's your same personality, you'll oftentimes have a very similar connection to that kind of spiritual experience, and maybe a very different connection to this spiritual experience of another personality type, of a different personality. So a green talking to a green would have a very strong understanding of each other's spiritual connection, but a green maybe talking to a purple or talking to an orange or talking to a different personality would struggle more with that connection and that understanding to that person's experience or that person's perspective. So I think spirituality and faith is one of those pieces that can really help you understand yourself, understand your own personality, and really understand the people around you. And another place, like we talk about a lot, where you can really value your own perspective, value the perspective of others, understand that those perspectives can be very different, and be kind and forgiving and kind and understanding and empathetic toward those different perspectives, even if they're not similar to yours, that they're very valuable and that they're very true to that other person. So for me, faith is a very personal experience. It's a very powerful experience. It's a very meaningful part of life. And I definitely feel a strong connection to the word faith. So I would love to hear your thoughts about faith and your experiences. And I hope you enjoyed my talk today. And thank you for showing up.